Hey guys, it's ViewMasters Reactions, and we're back with Season 2, Episode 10, the finale of Severance, titled Cold Harbor. I feel like we're going to get a lot of answers. I saw something earlier today that said, do we finally find out what the people are doing? And it said the answer is yes. I don't know if that's true, and they didn't tell you the answer because the episode hadn't come out yet. But we are here. I see it as an hour and 25 minutes, but there is always those things at the end of the episode that tell you like what happened behind the scenes kind of thing. That being said, the last thing we saw at the end of the episode, we had Helly R have her father, Helena's father, aka her father, I guess technically, walk in on her. She's like, who the fuck are you? I don't know what's going to happen there, but he said, you tricked me. I don't know exactly what he meant by that, but we also had, at the end of the episode, Miss Cobell, aka Miss Selvig, team up with Devin and drive Mark beyond, like, this, I don't know. It was almost like she drove through this circular thing, and as soon as she went through, he clicked into other Mark, like, as if he was in the elevator, and then they were in a room, and that's how we ended it, and he was any Mark on the outside, but in a new place. And I'm shocked. I said at the end of the episode that everyone is on high alert. This lady was like, hey, it's you. And she's like, yeah, let me in. And she's like, you're not supposed to be here or something like that. Like I wasn't notified. You're supposed to be here. And she's like, let me the frig in here. It's top secret. And the lady's like, okay. I just feel like everybody would be on high alert specifically for Miss Selvig or Miss Cobell because of everything that happened. I just feel like there'd be more of a security measure taken for that, but who the hell knows? I'm not going to really nitpick on that either. There is also our entire team. We had Dylan having threatened his wife, so to speak. The innie Dylan was like, I'm going to quit, and he did quit, but the outside Dylan was threatening his wife that he was going to quit because she admitted she was having like a thing with him. We had Irving go off on a train, and Bert dropped him off. So I don't know. There's a lot of things going on, but let's just jump in. Like I said, there's a lot of episode, and I'll talk at the end when we're all done. You want to see more of what I do? In the description is the link for Patreon where you'll see every episode of Severance in full unedited. You want your own requested short movie, go to the link, ask me to watch whatever you want at a certain tier level over on Patreon. I will do so. That is how we have thousands of exclusives like Peaky Blinders, Doctor Who, Person of Interest, Eureka, and Cobra Kai's final seasons just ended. We're doing Yellow Jackets alongside this. Just started Leverage, Warehouse 13, Once Upon a Time's going into Season 4. Thousands of other movies and shows full unedited. Check it out. If not, Season 2, Episode 10, Severance.
She's alive.
She's alive. Oh my god, the cat's right there.
Have you finished Cold Harbor?
What is this place?
It's a cabin for giving birth. Have you finished it?
Have you finished it?
No.
And she's still alive.
Who?
Your wife,
Miss Casey.
Miss Casey.
I was cross with you after. I threw a tin of candies.
God, you're fucking weird.
Is he losing his mind at old age? She's gonna, like, attack him. Like, she got a pen ready, like she's gonna attack him.
I do not love my daughter.
That's a wild statement.
Sound like a great dad. You and your family created hell, and you're going to burn in it.
She ran at him, but she didn't do anything. I thought she was gonna freaking attack him immediately. I thought he lost his goddamn mind. I thought he was, like, going senile or something.
Once you get down to testing, you'll be your outie again.
And then he'll find Gemma and take her up to the severed floor.
Where you will guide her to the exit stairwell.
If we can prove that they fucking kidnapped her,
Yeah, that's pretty huge.
it will end them.
Well, if Lumen ends, then what happens to every innie on the severed floor?
That's true, too.
There's somebody else who wants to talk to you, actually.
It's himself. I'm assuming his self recorded a message for him. So your self is gonna have something to tell you, then record your response, and then you walk outside.
I guess you know who I am. I think you've spoken with Devin and Miss Cobell. But the first thing I need to say to you is that I am so sorry. I hope, with all we have in common, you'll give me that chance.
What he said was nice and it's great and everything, but by taking down Lumen, you are literally destroying all the innies, including yourself. Honestly, what's right and wrong is Lumen is doing fucked up shit. If you continue to let Lumen do what they're doing, they're not gonna let you live a normal life. If Gemma gets rescued, his wife comes back, other Mark can't have a love life. And you'd have to reintegrate Helena, who isn't going to allow
Unwarned
that.
Gemma for 2 years.
Like what you and Helene have, but multiplied, like thousands of days.
He just brought up the fact that he loves somebody that he can never be with. Now he's pissed, see?
She's the person I'll lose if I do what you say.
Whoa.
Right away,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
right away, I was like, that is the
I'm just
worst
trying
thing
to
you could
save
bring
my
up.
wife.
Oh
We are
God, they're
in this
literally fighting.
together. Can't you just trust me?
No.
No.
Don't you want me to have my wife back? You just like
The
made
numbers
him.
are your wife.
The numbers are your wife.
The MDR numbers from your console. They're a doorway into the mind of your Audi's wife, Gemma Scout. Every file you've completed is a new consciousness for her.
I've completed 24 files.
Cold Harbor is the last.
I don't believe you.
And they'll discard you like a skin husk.
I think you're using me. Well, then you tell him that the next thing I see had better be the severed floor.
They wasted no time. Oh my God. What the hell? How long's he been gone? Has he been gone like a really... I mean, he didn't age or anything, but how long's he been gone? And they're at the waterfall, and all the higher-ups are staring down on them.
I've read your request and organized my response into 3 points. Fuck you. I hope someday she sees in me what she sees in you. If you want to leave, you can. But I think you should stay.
I mean, that was nice. It was honest. He's 1% away, but now he's having like a moment with her. Like the second he finishes, he'll probably...
Just wish we had more time.
There it is.
Mark S.
Oh my God. This
Lady
whole
and
thing
gentlemen
is
of
bizarre.
MDR, may I introduce
What is happening? Oh my God. Do they teach you this as a department manager? Is she actually gonna like tackle him and buy her? You're telling me no one else is watching? I guess they're... Oh, and then she locked him in the bathroom. I hope this guy gets his ass kicked. This guy annoys the shit out of me. And meanwhile, the entire marching band is just watching.
Who are you?
I don't know.
Oh, it's the secret room. The guy pushed the wall. So Gemma's being put into this goat or like killed with this goat or something? Are they actually gonna kill this baby goat in front of us right now? Now this fucking asshole, they're right behind where Mark is. Mark, right behind you, they're murdering a goat. I hope she shoots this fucker. I hope. This is like so sad. Knock the shit out of this guy. Why are we even facing him? I don't care how big he is. He's a fat asshole. Oh. That lady better come out and shoot this fat fuck. Oh my God. You know what's gonna happen. She's gonna come up behind him, shoot him right in the head. Do it. Any second now, or Mark's gonna die. Shoot him. There we go. Do it. Kill his ass. Please kill his ass. You have no choice now. You have to shoot him now. He's not gonna let you go. Yeah, like at that point you have to shoot him. Did you really think he'd go, you're right, no more dying? Oh God, now he's beating the shit out of her. Yes, I love it.
Wait!
Shoot him! Wait, shoot him! And like I said, I still can't believe that more security hasn't come. Nobody's watching? I thought look at her fucking head. My God, he busted her lips. I think he knocked a tooth or two out. Oh, he shot him. He shot him. I love it. Yay. Oh my God. I love it. I was gonna say, you can't do that. In a second, I'm gonna turn into my Audi and you're gonna take him. He's lucky he shot him, because that wouldn't have worked at all.
If he gets out, we're dead. They're gonna turn us off like fucking machines.
They have a whole department just for having a marching band? It's like ridiculous.
How'd you get in here?
Knock her out. Sandra Bernhardt, I'm sorry. Why are we not knocking these people out and killing them immediately? Blood to get in. Use his blood. Amazing. Mark, you gotta move quicker, dude. I can't believe the Egan's aren't coming. How do you have this much money? How do they not have more security? Yeah, I didn't even think of this part. When he does find her, she's gonna totally not know who he is.
Don't speak to that man.
He's gonna say
he's here to hurt you.
He's here to hurt. He's lying. Yeah, she has to willingly go.
Stop.
Oh, fuck.
You have a marching band? You couldn't have 10 more security guards? You have an entire marching band. I love it. Yes, happy times. Great. Awesome. Move. Quickly. Yeah, they could put the whole building on lockdown. What if they just seal the building off? The elevator's still open because the body is blocking the doors.
No! You'll kill them all!
You'll kill them all? I'm assuming he means all the innies inside her? Oh my god, what if he does this and she dies?
What's taking place?
We'll find out when they go outside.
Come on, you gotta go right now! Go!
Fuck you, Mr. Milchick.
The marching band is on our side.
Come on! Come on, Mark!
Oh my god, he's not gonna go? He wants to go get Helly R, but he can't. Like, what is he thinking? Oh my god, they actually got away with it. And he's not going. And she's right there, Jesus Christmas. She can't go with you. Helena's not gonna allow it. There's a it's not even an option. You can't live inside of Lumen. And Helena isn't gonna let that happen either. Helly's gotta be like, Mark, you need to go. Helly's gotta make him go.
Mark!
Oh my god, I am like so frustrated right now. You just did all of this to save her. Helly's gotta be like, Mark, I love you, but you need to go. This is so irresponsible. What are we gonna do? Run around Lumen and live inside this building? Are we gonna end on this? I'm waiting to see if something else happens, but... Alright everybody, that is it for the finale of Season 2, Episode 10 of Severance. What the hell? At the end there, great episode. It's a phenomenal episode. They definitely left you wondering what is to happen. I hope it isn't 3 more years like you guys had to wait, because I watched Season 1 like 3 months ago. Around Thanksgiving, I watched Season 1 of this past year. So I only had to wait 3 months, 4 months to see this. But what the frig? So it ends up all of the files are different versions of Gemma. And I don't know exactly what was going to happen, but you see they bring the goat in. They're going to sacrifice the goat. And he said a woman will be entombed in this goat. So my guess is they were going to kill the goat and then put her actual consciousness into the goat or something? It doesn't even matter, because whatever it was is batshit friggin' lunacy. You have Mr. Drummond, who is the biggest piece of shit asshole I feel like in the entire show. Finally, he gets taken out. The crazy thing is, they didn't even intentionally take him out. The lady that had the gun to his head, it's your typical movie show mistake. You hold a gun to someone's head and you go, don't do that, and then they disarm you and they beat the living shit out of you, and you're lucky if you get a second chance. Then they get a second chance, and Mark's going down the elevator and he's like, all right, now in a second my Audi is going to come out and you take him to Gemma. Like, what? That was your plan? Your Audi's going to come out and then Drummond is going to immediately disarm him and take over again and probably beat the shit out of him and knock him unconscious. You're lucky the Audi pulled the trigger and killed him like he did, or none of that would have even have been possible. Then he gets Gemma, and I said it 100 times during the episode, but these are billionaires that are doing the most insane experiments ever. I understand secrecy is top priority, but you have no security? You have an entire marching band. That is ridiculous. There is literally an entire department that is dedicated to having a marching band to celebrate Mark's win of getting 100% of Cold Harbor and everything else. Why don't you make a department of security guards? Make an entire department of security guards in case something like this happens, because all you had was like an old man in the name of Egan watching, the other dude who is running them down who said encryptedly, don't leave because all of them will die. I'm assuming that meant all of the versions inside of her would die if she leaves the facility, but I don't know exactly what I meant. I'm just assuming. But they were the only two besides Sandra Bernhard and Drummond, and you killed Drummond. Milchick is trapped in a room. The entire marching band and Dylan teamed up against him. So even though he broke down the vending machine, it's like, yeah, now you got to take us all out, which isn't going to happen. I cannot believe there isn't a department dedicated to security. That's like friggin' crazy. That's just insane that you have no security in case something like this happens, unless you like wanted it to happen. Like, unless, like, part of me's thinking that's so irresponsible to not have security that I almost feel like they're hoping something like this happens so they can watch it as like an experiment. But that doesn't even make sense because people actually died and the lady saved the goat. But like, is she gonna get in trouble now? I'm assuming she's gonna get in trouble because she helped Mark leave and she's beat to shit. Insanity. But the craziest part of all is we are literally successful. We are successful in the whole thing. I was afraid when Gemma went up the elevator, she might have died. And then when she went outside the door, she was going to die. Everything worked out perfectly. She turned into Miss Casey when she went upstairs. She turned back into Gemma when she went outside. And then Mark sits there and sees Helly R behind him. Now, it's not Helly R's fault, and I'm not trying to point blame, but she is clearly the more intelligent, rational one of this show. She, like, definitely is more real than anybody on the inside. So I feel like if anything, she should have been like Mark. This, like, he could have went over and gave her a kiss and said goodbye or something like that. But she should have been like Mark. This is not going to work. One, I can never reintegrate because Helena is on the outside and that will never happen. And two, what do we do? Would we live in Lumen? What do we live in this building? They're not going to allow that. Like, the only thing I could see happening is Gemma runs off, which is crazy too, because now Gemma is traumatized. Gemma probably is totally like, what the frig is going on? Like, has no clue, is banging on the door, watching her husband walk away from her to go run away with another woman. So the only thing I could see is that, like, if, as long as no security grabs Gemma on the outside, because that, like I said, it goes back to that. Like, they have no security. There's no one on the outside that's gonna, like, restrain Gemma and bring her back in and start this whole process all over again. Like, it's crazy to me to think that she'd even be able to get away. But if she does get away, then, like, maybe Miss Cobell and Devin are outside the building or something, like, and gonna, like, grab her and be like, come with us. And if that happens, maybe then they could go to the media and be like, Lumen is doing all this crazy shit and faking the deaths of people and blah, blah, blah. But how in any world will it work out for Mark S on the inside and Helly R? You can't stay in Lumen. Like, you'd have to stay on that floor and literally live your entire life there. You like it, like, and even if you, like, I don't know, that just doesn't make any sense. And Helly should have been like, Mark, I love you to death, and like, I wish in another world this would work, but you have another life. I would sacrifice it. Like, I know that's saying like a lot, and you probably are like, yeah, well, you really can't say that because you're not in that position, and it's different if you're actually in that position. I just think that is so selfish, because if you told me he could run away with Helly R and live happily ever after, or he could go outside and be with Gemma, then that's a decision. But if you told me you either go out the door and your Audi lives happily ever after with his wife, who he was with forever, or at least a lot longer than you, or you go on the run with Helly R in a building, which is never going to work. And Helly R is really an Egan on the outside on top of it. It's freaking nuts. But I'm going to go edit this up. You guys let me know what you think. Crazy good episode regardless. You want your own requested show or movie, go to the link in the description. Ask me to watch whatever you want at a certain tier level over on Patreon, and I will do so. That is how we have thousands of exclusives. Yellow Jackets is also going on at the same time as this. We just finished Eureka and Cobra Kai's final seasons. Once Upon a Time, Pushing Daisies, Good Omens, started Leverage, Warehouse 13, Peaky Blinders, Doctor Who, Person of Interest. There are thousands of other movies and shows full unedited. Check it out. If not, comments down below, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.